Does Gojo's Limitless have a maximum technique? Well, we're going to get into it, but before we do, let me give a special shout out to Makoto, who has been patiently asking me this for several days now. I appreciate you bearing with me. They also want to know if Gojo doesn't have one, what do I think it might be conceptually? So first, let's talk about what a maximum technique is. It is the pinnacle of your curse technique. That's not to be confused with the pinnacle of your Jujutsu sorcery, which would be more like a domain expansion. No, a maximum technique is like Geto's Uzumaki, his curse manipulation brought to its utmost point. However, a better comparison for this video I think would be to use Jogo, because Jogo has a domain expansion. His maximum technique was Meteor, so that was just the pinnacle of his fire ability without entering into the realm of domains. Maximum techniques should not be confused with maximum output techniques, like we saw with Gojo's blue in Hidden Inventory. That was Gojo just putting all of his juice into this blue. It wasn't necessarily Gojo refining blue to its maximum potential, if you will. Gojo's purple should also not be confused for his maximum technique, because while it is kind of the ultimate weapon in his arsenal besides his domain, it would not technically be the ultimate version of his technique, because it is the combination of his normal technique with the reversal of it. And like we saw with Geto and Jogo, they were not combining with their ultimate techniques. It was just purely the normal form of their technique, Ultimate Edition. So does Gojo have a maximum technique? Well, it's hard to say because we've never seen him use it. So it really leaves two possibilities. One, either not everyone's technique can have a maximum version, and maybe Gojo's is one of those. We've only seen a few of them in the show, so that could be the case, right? The other possibility is that it is possible for every technique to have a maximum version, and just Gojo hasn't learned it. But that doesn't really make much sense because he's Gojo, right? So maybe he has learned it, but we've just never seen it because there's never been a reason for him to use it. Because ever since his awakening, he's basically had access to purple, right? And the maximum technique of blue probably doesn't hold a candle to purple. So why would he ever use it when he can just use purple? Now, as far as what some potential conceptual use cases could be for a maximum technique, it's hard to say with Infinity, because it's so complicated, first of all, and it already is so powerful. So it's like, what could take it to that next level that isn't going to be the domain or something like purple, So really the only idea I had was with either blue or red, to be honest, would just be more precise control from Gojo's point. So imagine if he could open or use a blue or a red on an atomic level, inside of somebody, and he could just crumple somebody from the inside out, or just scatter them in the case of red. So yeah, I don't know, I would love to hear y'all's ideas for this though.